This episode of Dan 3.0 is brought to you by the new Ford Fiesta. It's a pretty big deal.
Hey ho, Pogo Tribe. Last night I was rolling around in Doobles, our Ford Fiesta, and she rolled over 8,000 miles, and the thought occurred to me, hey, when we got this thing, it only had 12 miles on it, and we're going to be leaving tomorrow to drive to San Francisco. We should probably get its oil changed. So we're going to go get its oil changed right now. I'm moving to San Francisco tomorrow. Or that hasn't really sunk in yet. Although actually, I suppose technically I'm not moving to San Francisco tomorrow. I am beginning to drive to San Francisco tomorrow to look for a place to live, where I will then be moving. What I'm getting at here is that these next few weeks are going to be a little bit strange. They're going to be a little bit play it by ear. Play it by ear? We're going to have to play these next few weeks by ear? I don't know. Grammar is hard sometimes. How do you say that properly? These next few weeks are going to be a little bit strange, but strangeness is not necessarily a bad thing. So what I want to do in today's video is essentially give you an outline of what the next few weeks are going to look like, and then what Dan 3.0 from there on out is probably going to look something like. I'm at Jiffy Lube, getting Doobles oil changed. So right, this week. Tomorrow, Danielle and I are heading out to San Francisco, so it's going to be kind of like the road trip was video-wise for a few days. But obviously there are no gatherings this time, and we're going to be going at a slightly more sane, reasonable pace, so we'll probably be able to do a few tasks here and there. We should roll into San Francisco on Friday-ish, sort of, probably, right around then. And then we're going to be looking like crazy for a place to live. Oil change is done. Now we're heading home. Or at least to what is my home for another day or so. So right, okay, we're gonna get into San Francisco, we're gonna look really hardcore for a place to live, and realistically speaking, it's probably gonna take us at least a week to find that perfect place. And then I'm gonna have to come back here to Nebraska around Christmas time to pick up all of the stuff that I didn't take out there this go-round. But right around the first of the year, we should have a place to live, we should be totally moved in, the whole habitation location situation for Dan 3.0 just should be totally, completely, goodbye, good riddance, done. What do you guys think? Should I use this light? That sounds terrible. No, but seriously, this whole habitation location situation thing, hindsight 2020, I would have had this figured out before we even started Dan 3.0. Better late than never? But once this is all done, once I finally have a place that I can call home, Dan 3.0, this project is going to take a turn for the awesome, and let me tell you why. The biggest flaw in Dan 3.0 so far is that, I mean, in this project I'm supposed to be giving you guys complete control of my life, but I still have way too much power in deciding what it is that I'm doing with my life. You guys are submitting tasks into the decision engine, but I'm still the one ultimately deciding which tasks get done. That's gonna change. In my video called More Ketchup, I asked for people to submit video responses as applications to be moderators for the decision engine. Essentially to be liaisons for the Pogo Tribe at large. To be the ones whose job it is to interpret what it is that the Pogo Tribe wants. So I've gone through all the video responses, and I have selected 4 people to be admin moderators for the decision engine. First of all, do you remember Rob, who ran the habitation location situation discussion? He did such a bang-up job with that, and I know him personally, I trust him, etc., etc. He's gonna be one. Aside from just Rob, though, we have YouTube username AGActingGirl, Dan from NZ, and the Olive Tree 95. Those 3 people. Check your YouTube inboxes. Further instructions await you there. Now, this is just the first batch. Let me explain to you how all of this is going to work. In the interest of avoiding drama and including as many people as possible, decision engine administrative terms are not indefinite. They end after 2 months, or 8 weeks. At which point I will once again ask for video responses and pick 3 new administrators for the decision engine. It will be the job of the decision engine administrators to do typical administrative things on an online forum, like keep it clear of spam, browse it frequently, just know what's going on. But the most important duty of a decision engine administrator will be to, once a week, we'll have to figure out a time that works for all of us, get in on a Skype call with me to discuss the highest rated tasks in the engine. It will then be the administrator's job to come up with a list of 5 to 10 tasks for me to complete the next week. I will then complete those over the course of the next week, making episodes out of them. Then I'll get on a Skype call again with them and we'll just repeat the whole thing. See, this is something we haven't had yet in Dan 3.0, an actual kind of formula for figuring out how we're gonna come up with what tasks we do. I think this could be a breakthrough moment, if you will. So, I don't know, right, there it is. I don't know, things are gonna be a little bit strange for a little bit, but then it's gonna get pretty epic. Right now, however, actually, let me show you this. I've been filming from this angle, but I haven't shown you everything else. I've got a lot of a mess to deal with before I get on the road tomorrow, so I'm gonna deal with that. I've got to do laundry, I've got to pack up the car, I've got to take down this bed. Not, however, before I give a great big thank you to today's sponsor, Ford. As I'm sure you all know by now, Ford has provided us with a brand new 2011 Ford Fiesta for the road trip we just finished, and now we're going to be moving halfway across the continent in it. Now, typically a compact car would not be the ideal vehicle for packing up one's entire existence and moving across the country. But doobly-doo, our Fiesta has a surprising amount of storage space. space. Short of my pet elephant, we've been able to fit pretty much everything that we've needed to fit in there. But look, I've driven 8,000 miles in this vehicle, and I have the dirt on the trunk to prove it. Also, the odometer. And I cannot stress to you guys enough how much better this experience has been just by the fact that we have a Fiesta. From its keyless entry, to its exceptional gas mileage, to its hands-free phone dialing, to the fact that its cup holders change color, the 2011 Ford Fiesta, it really is a pretty big deal. Anywho, that just about does it for me for today. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Dan 3.0. Tune in again on Wednesday when we will be en route to our habitation location of San Francisco, California.